Hello and welcome back to Nature versus Nurture, back to your weekly videos. I am your nanny extraordinaire, living the life, doing what I can to give you tips and tricks on how to be a good nanny and a caregiver to young kids. And I have been absent for the last few weeks, several months actually. I have went back to work as of May, doing great with the kids, enjoying my time. It's more stressful, I would say, because they're constantly home with the pandemic. So I got to get very, very creative. But now I'm home today because my husband and I took a brief trip to New York, and my boss wants me to quarantine for 2 weeks just to keep safe. She also might want me to get tested, which I am kind of dreading, but I'll do whatever I can to get back to work safely and be with those kiddos. And this last 2 weeks I've been spending at home. Yesterday I did a deep clean of my kitchen. Tomorrow I might do a deep clean of my fridge. I've been trying to organize and also do some relaxing so that I am back to being energized for those kiddos when I go back to work, and just keeping mentally sane like that. And I'm out on my balcony. Sorry for all that noise, but this is where I am. There's lots of sun today. It was a little chilly this morning when I went out, and now it's a little bit warmer. It's in the 30s. It was in the 30s this morning. Now it's in the 40s. So Chicago's been having a very extremely weird winter slash fall. We've been having, our fall was pretty sunny and pretty warm, and then it went down for a bit, and then it went up, and now we're just kind of fluctuating. And you can kind of see my breath right now because it is a little chilly, but not too bad in my opinion, especially where I'm sitting, where the sun is hitting me right here, as you can see. So what have you been up to? How do you take care of kids? Are you a parent? Are you a grandparent? Or are you expecting? Or do you just have nieces and nephews and want to improve? Well, I would like to start talking about my experiences as a nanny weekly. So today I would like to start off by talking about being a nanny the first year. So the first year I started off as a nanny was for 2 babies, and they were 5 months old. And that was a long time ago. That was 6 years ago. But I would like to focus on the current family I work with, and that was 5 years ago exactly. And with that family, I blossomed and I grew as a caretaker, and I learned a lot of my tips and tricks from finding the strength and power within, as well as looking online for tricks, from crafts to ideas. And I didn't really connect with nanny communities because I didn't feel connected in that sense, since I came from the profession of being a preschool teacher. And when I was a preschool teacher, I had a lot of professionals with me, teachers and assistants. But then when I transitioned to being a nanny, I did it for many reasons. And one of the reasons that I did it was because I really wanted to be focused on 1, 2, or 3 kids, not a big class size. I wanted to give individualized care. I wanted to give that connection of love at a deeper level that only a parent and grandparent and aunt and uncle can give. I never tried to act like I am the parent of the child, but I feel like I am the next closest thing to a parent. I allow the parents to get their work done. Excuse that. And I allow the parents to, run errands as well. And a lot of nannying jobs, vary because they're never going to be the same. Preschool might be consistent in the standards of care as well as the standards of teaching. But when it comes to nannying, every family wants something different. My family wanted a little bit of cleaning and a little bit of, arts and crafts and interpersonal, connections as well. So, and fostering learning. And I did that daily. When the kids were eating their lunch, I would wash dishes in the sink, I would clean the counters, I would broom. And I learned through there that that's just how it's going to be done. And the kids were really young when they started. The girl was 6 months old and the boy was 3 months old. And they are first cousins, and now they both have their own siblings. Both are in school full time. The boy is in kindergarten, the girl is in first grade. And the younger sister of the brother I watch is only 3. She just turned 3 in October. And every day she has 1 hour learning lesson online with 3 amazing teachers. And she enjoys that. She learns writing, some basic math, and letter skills. And in the beginning it was annoying for her. It was kind of, she didn't enjoy it. And she thought it was boring, but then when I engaged her and you know, she saw the fun side of it, she started enjoying it and doing more of it. So she really enjoys that 1 hour a day. And at this point, I'm kind of missing her. I haven't seen her for a week, trying to keep safe in quarantine. And it's really uncertain times right now as to what's going to happen. But in my city, we have issued a lockdown as of Monday. Only essential workers should be going out there saying, and to run like essential errands like grab groceries, I guess, and doctor's appointments. Do I agree with the lockdown? That's something that's a very, very heated discussion. I personally don't, but I understand concerns from both sides of the aisle, and I think that we should all be staying safe and trying our best. So back to my nannying days. So when I first started with the family that I work with now, I remembered that they had a system where they had cameras around their house, one in the kitchen that could see into their living room, and one obviously in the baby's room, where the baby would take a nap just to keep safe for the first month. And then after that first month, they stopped doing the cameras. They disconnected it one day, and I texted them letting them know that I wasn't aware it was disconnected, and they said, oh, we didn't know either. We don't really check up on you. You've been doing amazing. So be prepared if you're in a situation where they're going to put cameras. You never know if it's hidden or if it's there. I support both, but open and honesty is the best policy with families. And I never felt that camera hindered my performance because I was doing everything I could to read to the kids, to play with them, to attend to them, feed them on time, change them on time. So I wasn't really worried about that. And if you're really into children and you've studied child development and you've babysat and done things and you know you're basically good with kids, then you don't really have to worry about that. But that was my experience in the first month. And I had long, hectic hours. It was very unpredictable. I was there from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Some days the mom would ask me to stay a little bit later so she could, you know, use the restroom or change or do some errand. So I'd be there from 8 a.m. to 6:15, 6:30, but usually it was never beyond 6. Then as the child grew up, she realized that she was missing out on milestones. So she decided to stay home and work. Her office said 1 to 2 times a week you'll need to come in. So she would come in 1 to 2 times a week. But what she would do is work in this little alcove in her condo. Now they moved to a different condo where she has her own little office within the kids, one of the kids' rooms, and she's still there. She does all the fresh cooking and cleaning now that the cleaning service can't come during this unprecedented times. But fresh organic foods, Indian and American cuisine, and sometimes like Chinese slash Pan Asian, American, Indian cuisine. And fresh. Sometimes she has leftovers she might reheat, but for the most part she's cooking fresh. She gets her groceries mainly delivered, and that's what she does currently. But back then she would go every week, weekly fresh shopping. My duties were laundry 2 times a week, putting them away, and I organized the closet as well as the drawers. I made a system of keeping clothes in envelope style, and the mom really liked that system and she keeps up with it. And then we had, you know, hanging sweaters and jackets in a fashion of color coordinated. And I like to add a little pizzazz to my job and make it easier for the parents to find clothing by doing 1 drawer pants, 1 drawer underwear and socks, and then 1 drawer undershirts. And doing things like that is easier when you're looking to get the kid dressed in the morning. And so that was my duty at the time, and it still is, to keep the closet organized, the kids' toys clean and organized. So every week I would take apart the tiles the kid would sit and play on, which they no longer have, and I would add, I would wash them under hot water. I would wash all the blocks, all the teethers. Now I focus on washing all of the food toys they play with in their little toy kitchen, and I focus on wiping surfaces weekly and their toy kitchen. And then I also do the laundry 2 to 3 times a week, and then I organize it, put it away. And back then that was my job as well. And disinfecting is something that I always did from the beginning before this virus, because as a caretaker, you know, cleaning is essential. I'm one of those nannies who did cleaning at the end of the night. I would spray everything in the beginning of my job. Now I don't do that as much because I do weekly cleanings with hot water. But in the beginning, he was putting things in his mouth constantly as a baby when he was the 3, 4, 5 months, crawling on everything. So I would wipe it down, you know, every surface. And that was my experience starting out. And then as he grew a little bit older, he started eating solid foods. And I'll talk about that next time, how feeding went and the rules and regulations and how to follow what the parents want you to help feed, help not feed, and ideas you can give, and how you can be respectful of what parents want and don't want. So I hope you learned a little something from this video. I'm going to start chronicling the beginning of my nannying career up until now, and I'll continue next week. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, stay blessed and happy. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like and comment with any questions or concerns. Thank you so much.